to sit here in these seats. But I was asking Potter here if he'd seen this story in the front page of Post-Gazette about the head of the Carnegie Museums, and that includes the Museum of Natural History, the Science Center, the Warhol. Did I miss anything? I think, and the art.
Oh yeah, the art in the.
Okay, so I mean, it's huge. This guy who oversaw all of them is a man named John Wettenhall. And the headline said, he's leaving at year's end. Carnegie Museum's leader leaving at year's end. And so I thought, oh, okay. And I wasn't even going to read it because these kinds of stories, I mean, you can write them.
They come and they go. People come and
they come, they go. There's always wanted to pursue. You know, if in fact the person didn't want to leave but was shown out the door, you know, they want to pursue other interests, blah, blah, blah. We all know what it is. I have never in my life read such a vicious. There were people saying things that you cannot imagine. What we were laughing about is, first, I mean, this article says that the guy was apparently incompetent, that people were leaving in droves, that the head of the Natural History Museum took off and left, and then the director of technology left, and blah, blah, blah. And here's the funniest part. I mean, I was a little surprised by the reporters.
Yes.
Yes. And I was actually stunned by it. And we should say that is Marilyn Pitts. Listen to this paragraph. This is odd. Armed with degrees from Dartmouth, Stanford, and Vanderbilt, Mr. Wettenhall, this is the guy who's out, looked great on paper when he arrived here in March 2011. Now, it's just this smarmy. Even she takes up.
Here we go, though. This is
the beaut. Here's what we were laughing about. Listen to this. You simply won't believe it. I'm trying to channel. Imagine yourself at Mitt Romney's house. Right,
right.
But Wettenhall's local debut at a dinner held at the home of longtime museum supporter Toto
Fisher.
Yes. Toto, we're not in. You know how wasps have these strange nicknames?
I bless the rains down in shady side. Yeah, go ahead.
No, seriously though, do you know what is it about these?
I know with these names.
Women,
yeah,
it's
Toto.
the women.
Yeah,
you know, all the waspy, upper crusty, rich women in Pittsburgh. They have. I wish I could think of all the names because there's some that are just flat out amazing.
Right.
Toto's one, but you know, Toto isn't a woman older than I, you know, and some of them are like, they have these little diminutive kind of names.
Yeah.
Puffy, Buffy, and, you know, who knows who. Okay, but listen to what this guy, who was brought in to head the entire Carnegie, they throw this big soiree at Toto and Jim's house, the Fishers. That must be Fisher Scientific? Probably.
How the hell would I know?
You don't run in the right circles.
Exactly.
And here's what it says. His local debut at a dinner held at the home of Toto was a tad awkward. Sources said. After Mrs. Fisher gave an enthusiastic welcome to Mr. Wettenhall and his wife, dinner guest Elsie Hillman urged him to speak. I mean, you can see
Come forward.
Come. And maybe he didn't realize that when Elsie Hillman, a.k.a. Her Majesty of Pittsburgh, the Queen of Pittsburgh, says, speak.
You may kiss the hem of my gown.
You damn well better speak. Woof, woof. Apparently, he did something almost as outrageous as barking, as I just did. Initially, Mr. Wettenhall asked his wife, Tanya, to address the group, a move that was seen as Bush League. So Elsie said, please, a few words. He said, Tanya, why don't, I'd love my wife to speak. And the Totos and Muffies and Buffies and their husbands were simply swooning all around the table at the outrageousness of him not speaking.
I'm gonna do something I didn't expect to do here, which is I'm gonna reveal an extra little detail that we here at City Paper have learned from our own sources, which is that Mr. Wettenhall also used his salad fork on his entree.
Oh, God! I guess Marilyn Pitts did sort of hold back.
She did.
She held back.
She did. I'm sorry, but I think people should understand there was a whole context.
Oh my God!
And he started to eat it before the eldest woman at the table picked up her fork.
Oh God! I cringe. It just makes you cringe, doesn't it? So. But listen,
he embarrassed himself at Toto's. Can you stand it?